lot of people try to create a lot of stuff around this. So again, please, with all the respect, I was gonna ask for John Jones in the White House,
but that's not what he wants. He wants to take on John Jones at the White House, the greatest of all time, depending on who you ask, of course. We're not getting into that whole debate.
Dana White just sent shockwaves through the MMA world after hinting that Alex Pereira might headline a UFC card at the White House. If this really happens, it could be one of the most iconic moments in UFC history. Meanwhile, Dana White stirred up serious excitement when asked about the legendary White House card. The UFC boss essentially gave the green light to the idea of adding an insane rematch between Alex Pereira and Jiří Procházka to the event. Instead of shutting it down, White immediately endorsed the idea, telling reporters to go ahead and make that booking the main headline of their stories.
We can expect Alex and Jiří fight in the White House card, right?
Sure, run that. That's your headline, yeah. That's what I said.
Following that statement, Sugar Sean O'Malley was utterly shocked by Alex Pereira's appearance and approach. Pereira charged out, instantly aggressive, throwing bombs and shoving Ankalaev straight into the cage. The moment Pereira realized Ankalaev was hurt, he pounced, taking him down to secure the finish with a fierce flurry, including those 12-6 elbows. O'Malley was shocked, saying Bowden made the knockout look so easy and used those elbows in the most dangerous way he has ever seen.
Oh, Pereira comes out and throws a 1-2 down the pipe. Not even 3 seconds in, Pereira steps in with a hard 1-2. Has Ankalaev backed up against the fence. Throws a big right hand. Ankalaev's throwing some... Ooh, Pereira is trying to take his fucking head off fast. He is not stepping back. Definitely a different approach. Wow. But Ankalaev, did you let that motherfucker get started? Ooh, Ankalaev has a nice little body, redness around his body.
Pereira looks so big here.
Pereira looks fucking huge. Ooh, beautiful. God, you cannot count Ankalaev striking out. That motherfucker cracked him hard in the second round, almost put his lights out. Yeah, Pereira's landed some nice kicks. Ankalaev's still dangerous with that fucking power. Ooh, Pereira has him hurt. Pereira has him hurt. Pereira has him hurt. Rocked him. Pereira said, "You are my bitch." 1, 2, 3. Oh, Pereira's on top in half guard, just hammer fisting him. Oh, he's gonna stop it. Oh, he's gonna stop it. He stopped it. Alex Pereira is UFC champion, and he f***ing does that. Oh, he's doing it on him still. What? Oh, Ankalaev, that was. Oh, those were nasty elbows from the fucking side like that. Hey, didn't even break a sweat. Pereira was on a mission. And Yuri's in the crowd, crying, going, "Fuck! What am I gonna fight him?" No, he's not doing that. He's a fucking warrior. Holy shit, Pereira marched at him. Alex versus Tom Aspinall, just for shits and giggles. Chama. He goes, Chama. Alex made that look freaking easy. Dude, those 12-6 elbows, he was landing used to be illegal. Those used to be illegal. For what reason? For no fucking reason. And he utilized, that was the first time you've ever really seen 12-6 elbows be utilized in a dangerous fucking way. Those had some serious power on them.
Meanwhile, Josh Thompson's takeaway on the stoppage was clear. Herb Dean, American referee and former mixed martial artist, ignored Alex Pereira's ground punches because Ankalaev was covering up, but the instant Pereira started throwing elbows, Dean got involved and moved to end it. Thompson stressed that elbows instantly make a referee pay attention because of the serious damage they can cause. He was satisfied the stoppage was correct, noting Ankalaev didn't complain and accepted the loss right away.
Alex is landing punches. Herb Dean is standing directly over the top. Not moving at all. Doesn't flinch, doesn't move, just standing over Ankalaev, watching him cover and not really get hit. Just punches being thrown. Gloves. Everything kind of landing on the arms, everything kind of landing on the gloves. Nothing really landing hard. But take a look when you see they switch the camera angle and they show Herb Dean standing over Ankh from the backside where you see the back of Alex. And then you see Alex start throwing elbows. And as soon as the elbows start to be thrown, Herb Dean moves right away. Like, I need to get to a better shot. I need to get a little bit closer. I need to be more engaged because this fight could end quickly. And as soon as the elbows start to get thrown, which Big John has said multiple times, if you want a ref to stop a fight when someone's hurt, just throw elbows. Don't bother throwing punches. Throw elbows. And when you start throwing elbows, the ref starts paying attention. And that's exactly what happened. And then he moved his body, stepped a little bit more close. Then he started saying something. Started saying, gotta move. Ankalaev didn't move, stayed covered up, gotta move. And it couldn't have been that bad of a stoppage because Ankalaev, even after the fight was stopped, just laid back down and goes, damn, fight's over. There was no getting up and protesting. Sure, he was upset. I'd be upset too if I lost my title. Or I was upset when I lost my title. But that being said, there was no like upset at Herb, no upset at any situation. Like, you didn't get up and like protest. So either that big shot behind the ear or right on the ear really rocked him and he just really couldn't get it back together. But then the elbows kind of came through a little bit. One or two got through, but it doesn't really matter. And having that conversation with Big John is, if the elbows are being thrown, the ref is really concerned that one will eventually get through and just fillet you open and will cause big damage. So the refs start to pay attention a lot closer when you're throwing elbows.
After evaluating the stoppage, Thompson argued that Carlos Ulberg is the only logical light heavyweight opponent for Alex Pereira if he stays at 205 pounds. Thompson revealed that Pereira himself hinted at either a Jon Jones super fight or a move to heavyweight, which Thompson backed. He praised Pereira for his incredible success, having fought for a championship in 8 of his 11 UFC bouts, making him an ideal fighter for promoters.
Because we've already seen the Yuri fight, we've already seen the Ong fight, we've already seen Khalil, we've already seen the other ones. I want to see if Alex is going to stay at the 205-pound division, there's only one fight for him, and that's the Carlos Ulberg fight. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, after the fight, Alex gave a moment of silence to Jon Jones' brother, but before he did that, he said, I was going to say something, but my team and I discussed it, and we are going to just have a moment of silence. So I think he might have been thinking of trying to call out Jon Jones in some kind of super fight, which, I mean, that's always a grand, North Star to go look at, but I think he's strongly considering moving up another weight class.
Yeah, I mean, to think about what he's done in the UFC in the short period of time he's been there. There's been guys that have had 40-something fights in the UFC, right? You can't. There's nothing you can do. If you're a promoter, those are the guys you want. Those are the guys you want to have on your roster, just down the roster. Every time I pick up the phone, I need a fighter at this weight. Cool. I mean, this dude, 85. 205. He's talking about going to heavyweight. I don't see why he wouldn't. I don't understand. Like, if I'm the UFC, I know he's getting older. Do you make him wait until the White House card? Like, you say, okay, you and Ulberg, or you and Jon Jones, or you and Tom Aspinall, or you and somebody. I don't know. Does Jon cut down to 205? I think Jon can make 205. He'll go back down to 205. I think he makes 205. You have Alex and Jon at 205. Makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I mean, that's a fight that actually kind of skipped my mind a little bit.
Building on that discussion, Michael Bisping weighed in on what's next for Alex Pereira, revealing that the fighter is gunning for a massive showdown with Jon Jones at the White House. Bisping insisted that Pereira has earned these wild opportunities and dismissed immediate light heavyweight options, believing Pereira would easily handle both Jiri Prochazka and Carlos Ulberg. Ultimately, Bisping noted that the Jones fight is likely a pipe dream, as Dana White is already lining up Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler to headline the political card.
But that's not what he wants. He wants to take on Jon Jones at the White House, the greatest of all time, depending on who you ask, of course. We're not getting into that whole debate, but that's what Pereira wants. Now, I will say this, the man should be afforded some wild opportunities. What he did, the way he came back, the way he thrills audiences, the knockouts that he's had, the career that he's had, the impact that he's made on this sport, and the fan base that will once again be behind him is immense, okay? So I say give the man some fun fights. Yes, of course, there is Carlos Ulberg out there, and there is Jiri Prochazka. Jiri, I could not be a bigger fan of that guy. I love that guy, but he's been beaten by Alex twice. I hate to say it, I don't think the outcome would be much different. Carlos Ulberg, yeah, sure. Make him fight Carlos Ulberg, probably beat Carlos Ulberg, because it'll be a kickboxing match. Ulberg's not going to shoot a double leg takedown. He's not all of a sudden going to turn into a Dagestani wrestler that he just beat, by the way, 1 minute, 20 seconds. He would probably beat Carlos Ulberg as well. So what do you do with him? Well, you give him something fun, okay? There is Jon Jones at the White House. However, Dana's already said he's not going to put Jon Jones on at the White House because he needs people that he can trust. And of course, it's looking like Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler is going to be the main event. McGregor's out there talking about it, announcing it, going on Fox Sports, saying that he's negotiating directly with the White House.
Even Israel Adesanya shared his insight, immediately knowing the fight was done when Ankalaev switched his stance, figuring the inside leg kicks had already compromised his opponent's right leg. He gave Pereira huge credit for coming out, driving Ankalaev to the cage and targeting that front leg right away. Adesanya noted this was the same strategy Pereira used in their first bout when Ankalaev's leg was hurt. He was impressed by how quickly Pereira got the job done. Looking ahead, Adesanya clearly wants to see Jiri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira for the light heavyweight title next.
In the main event, wow. Once Ankalaev went orthodox, I knew it was a wrap. I felt it was a wrap because I was like, this is like, you're giving him the leg he likes. That means his right leg was compromised from the inside leg kicks already. He came on smoke and yeah, straight away attacked him, put him behind the black line, and then attacked the front leg. He did it in the last fight because he was compromised and someone said his foot or his leg was hurt. So that's why he didn't throw as much right low kicks. But then once he two or three, and then Ankalaev switched, and then Mike Lee counted down, and that's all she wrote. Knockout by the champ.
What do you want to see, 205 or heavyweight?
I think Loss versus Alex, I like that, yeah, that should be next.
Similarly, Tom Aspinall highlighted Pereira's brilliant technical adjustment even while pressuring forward. His height allowed him to lean back and keep his weight over his back foot, effectively neutralizing Ankalaev's grappling threat. A stunned Aspinall called the win very impressive, admitting he was wrong in his prediction, and by immediately pressing forward and forcing Ankalaev to the cage, Pereira effectively killed his wrestling threat and dictated the entire short-lived fight.
So he isn't leaning forward, which is going to initiate grappling. He can lean back because he's that much taller than him. He can like keep him at bay. Really smart adjustment that he's made there. Ankalaev just doesn't seem to be able to get anything off so far. Pereira keeping a perfect distance here. Ankalaev switched orthodox now. Wait, he's not usually orthodox. Oh! He's caught him. It's like pulled guard on him. He's covering up, he must be hurt. Oh, he's using the 12 to 6s. He's not, he's going to get stopped. Boom. There it is. What's that? 1 minute? 1 minute 20? Something like that? 1 minute 30? Pereira just absolutely ran through it. Look, I was wrong. That's very, very, very impressive.
On the analytical side, Luke Thomas summarized the knockout, asserting that Ankalaev's footwork failure under duress was the deciding factor. He pinpointed Ankalaev's mistake of crossing his feet near the cage, which forced him to waste critical time correcting his stance. Because of this lag, Pereira's punch landed before Ankalaev could get set or counter, leaving him completely exposed. Thomas concluded that Pereira's unrelenting pressure was the crucial element that forced the fight-ending error.
First, right? Meanwhile, this one doesn't move, the back foot of Poatan planted. He's going to have to, Ankalaev, adjust this back foot, which he does, but he's still not there, right? Because he has to get this other foot to turn off the hook. You don't always have to do that, but he's going to do that. All right, so look, this foot is not, look at this. This foot is, you can literally see there's shadow underneath the foot. You can see a shadow underneath the foot of Ankalaev. Meanwhile, look at that arm. It's already in motion. It's just an instant away from hitting. His feet aren't even planted, and Poatan's almost hit the target. You're behind if you're Ankalaev. You're behind. You crossed your feet. Now you have to uncross them to get ready to then throw. But at that point, the punch is already incoming. Look, boom. By the time his feet are finally set, the punch has already landed. It's over. And look at how far away that, remember he was trying to get that hook, that check hook coming. There it is. Excuse me, one more time. There it is. But it's so far behind and so far delayed, it doesn't even matter. Look at that. Watch one more time. It's a footwork issue. Under this, look at how he's so close to the fence, right? So he has to be very careful about this because he doesn't want to stay square with Poatan. He wants to get bladed, right? But in order to get bladed and do it quickly, he oversteps. But because he oversteps, he has to correct the stance. 1, 2, there's the second one.
Further explaining, Luke concluded that the victory was down to key technical components: pressure and the back leg kick. These elements were crucial for setting up Pereira's offense and manipulating Ankalaev's defense, and by forcing Ankalaev into making difficult footwork decisions, Pereira made him mess up, fall out of position, and get caught with the knockout blow. Thomas gave Pereira huge credit for learning lessons from his first fight with Ankalaev, and even from Ankalaev's previous fight.
The pressure was key, the back leg kick was key, and of course, bringing it all together with giving him corralling weapons, left hook, right hand, and then playing with the levels a little bit, bringing it down so that he has a hand up here and he's trying to find you here, right? Rather than being nice and tight, he's got it out here. It made all the difference. That's it. It's just crazy. Boom. And then of course, there's just a little bit of follow up here. Look at this like real, shot. I mean, he's down on his back knee. I mean, there's nothing to it. And then he gets a down block, right? And he's just gonna underhook and then roll him over. And then from here, he's just gonna tear him up, you get the idea. I'm not gonna look at the whole thing, that's it. How awesome is that? Taking all the lessons he learned from his first fight with Ankalaev, taking the lessons from the Blachowicz fight with Ankalaev, getting right in his face, giving him a dilemma about which way to go, making him choose his footwork under duress, which causes him to make a mistake, which causes him to get behind, which causes him to get cracked, which causes him to lose.
Later on, Max Holloway wrapped up his post-fight analysis by focusing on a recent bout's decisive final moments. Holloway was clearly impressed, highlighting the winner's sheer relentlessness, pointing out how the fighter kept firing off strikes even as their opponent remained upright but stunned. He then gave his overall verdict in UFC 320, praising it as an outstanding night of fights.
He did him, bro. I was standing. He never stopped. He was like, I'm gonna do it one more time, bro. Make sure you saw him, bro. And there you guys have it. Another Bless Reacts. UFC 220. What a night of fights, man. What a night of fights. All but 1 finishes, 6 finishes, and the 1 decision was actually a really fun fight. We were dominant.
Soon after, Conor McGregor was impressed with both guys after their second fight. He credited Alex Pereira with showcasing superior skill and determination to win, but he also made a point of saluting Magomed Ankalaev for having the guts and honor to take the rematch, noting that the score between them is now tied up at 1-1. Conor McGregor tweeted, "Congrats Pereira on recovering the rematch. Skill, will, determination. Congrats Ankalaev on having the courage to rematch. Guts, balls, honor. 1-1 now." Finally, Daniel Cormier declared that Alex Pereira regained the UFC title in a fight that was utterly not competitive. He felt Pereira's crushing win totally proved what he had been saying, that he wasn't himself the first time they fought. Cormier said, "Alex Pereira is once again the UFC champion, and guys, it was not competitive. There was no drama, there was nothing certain, like nothing of consequence happened outside of Alex Pereira making the decision all week." After Dana White's shocking announcement, fight fans everywhere can't stop talking. The idea of Alex Pereira headlining a UFC card at the White House feels unreal, like a moment that could change the sport forever. If it really happens, it won't just be another fight night, it'll be a piece of history in the making.